Amber?
Good, how are you? Look at you. Did you take a shower for me and everything?
Wrong. This morning. How are the kids doing?
They're crazy right now. I was just yanking a little unicorn that makes really annoying noises out of my son's hands that was running around everywhere. So we were saved by that annoying noise.
Okay.
That's just Groot running around somewhere, you know. Typical day. Throwing stuff around.
What up, what up?
How's it going, James?
Lisa, face to
Hey,
face.
Lisa.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
2K?
2K.
Mm.
20.
20K. Big difference.
Sorry, hold on.
A little bit of a big difference. Remember when you tried to not give me enough credit for my second round? You're like, what are you at? And I'm like, yeah. Why don't you, yeah. You tell me what I'm at.
You're an animal. Hey, did you got those skips? The burpee one-legged skips?
In the workout?
The break dancer?
No, the other one where you're like one-legged,
Hop.
like a skater.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
Extra credit. That's cool.
I got for improvement there. I noticed.
I got like 21 different variations of them. You start pulling them out.
They're
you guys
crazy.
are gonna be like, this is bullshit.
No, I think that's good. Everyone hates a good, just classic burpee. Why make it even harder?
Right?
Just to get up and down on two legs, dude.
Huh. I wonder if I scared people by the recipes.
Yeah. Got them.
Hey, Lou.
How many of us are in the class?
I have 4 right now.
The Bears.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey,
we're
Luann.
Hey. Bears. The Bears.
Suck.
Mm.
It's all right.
Who came up with that idea about that whole running situation?
Oh, you've heard of David Goggins? Have you heard of him? You need to look him up. But he did this challenge like in February or March or something, and Kelly's like, "Oh, we should do it." I'm like, "No, I don't think we should." And so she was gonna start it this Friday, and then she sent me the schedule, and I was like, I could do that. So I'm like, let's do it.
It's a lot of running, man.
Yeah.
Why didn't see? I was painting. Did you put it on 360? I missed it.
What's that?
The running thing?
Oh, I put it on the Gotham headquarters page, like to see if anybody else wants to join.
Yeah, no, go tell her what it is, Lou.
Yeah, because I was painting.
You run 4 miles every 4 hours over 48 hours for a total of 48 miles. That's all.
Hey, once you're done doing
No
that,
big deal.
you might as well just do like the world's toughest mudder. Because essentially,
Oh.
that's what that is.
You know.
I mean, it'd probably be like 3 hours and 15 minutes between each run. No problem.
Got him.
Full recovery.
Full recovery. Awesome. Well, we will hopefully, a couple more will join on. Chris, thank you for emailing me your recipe. I got it. And the nice little
Both
picture
of
of
them?
Oreos.
You get both of them?
I did. I did.
Alcohol does sanitize.
It
Yes.
does sanitize.
He's just reading his
That's
shirt.
right.
That was funny.
Okay, so I just thought, because like each time I make like our menu for the week or what I'm gonna go and get, I am always looking for something different or to change something up a little bit. And then I've been like dabbling with this idea of all of us stuck in the house and probably doing more cooking than we've done in a really long time. And what recipes you guys are doing, and I thought it would be neat to get everyone's recipes together and do kind of a Got 'em Fit in quarantine cookbook. So we can give it to new members, we can, you know, make it for our current members, and it would just be fun to have because everyone is always looking for recipes, whether you are a expert cook or a non-expert cook. So do you guys think that's a good idea?
Yes. I'm just here for the recipes. I don't got anything for you.
Hey, Amber,
Yes.
I told James this morning in discussing recipes, the only reason you didn't get anything from myself or Dan is we cook super bland. You know that. I think you know that. No salt. We're pretty much steamed vegetables, throw some salsa or garlic or turmeric or curry, depending upon what it is over it. We're very basic. So if I were to put that out there, people would say, Tony, your food tastes like blank. It's really, go ahead, Laura, because it's the truth.
You might be surprised. Might be surprised. So
So do you want my recipe for my Frappuccino?
Bring it on.
it's actually semi-healthy.
Yeah, it is.
It's better than a normal Frappuccino.
It
So
is.
I throw it out there. Why not?
All right.
Let's do it.
I was gonna go get my wine glass because somebody else on Wednesday nights has wine, but I was gonna put coffee in mine.
I thought about it too.
It's afternoon. You don't need coffee anymore.
Okay. So let's start. So Laura, you want to start
What am I starting?
with your recipe?
Oh, it's very easy, very, very easy.
So is it like a chocolate Frappuccino or what do you?
I made it with, you can make it with mocha or vanilla, that International Delight coffee.
Okay.
I take about 1/4 of a cup of that in my blender, a scoop of the protein, 2 tablespoons of caramel, and bunches of ice. And
2
then,
tablespoons of caramel.
yeah, you gotta have some sweet in there,
Like cubes?
nice cubes. And mine blender really does a good job. And then when I put it out, I put a little bit of caramel, like a tablespoon of caramel, a teaspoon of caramel on the bottom of my cup. And then I put
So
that
it's
in.
kind of like the caramel macchiato.
Yeah, well, whatever. And then a little whipped cream on top, and that's it. And it's only about 260 calories.
Awesome.
What's the macros on that?
It's got protein in
And it
it.
has 25 grams of protein because there's a
Yes,
scoop
it
of protein powder in it.
It does.
So we know that.
Yeah.
Yay.
I know it's got sugar in it, but what the heck?
I mean, 2 tablespoons of caramel? Really?
Okay, it's to the point
kidding.
now I don't measure.
You could drink that right after the workout.
Okay, so your coffee,
Yep.
how much do you make, like a pot of coffee or is it just a scoop coffee?
No, it's a
It's
carton.
like a mix, isn't it?
Yes, a carton. It's
It's a carton?
like a milk carton.
Oh, yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. But I have taken my caramel pod, cappuccino pod that I make for breakfast, and I've made it out of that. I've just made one pod and just used that.
Did you? And does it taste the same?
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Well, 210 calories is a heck of a lot different than 500 or 600 for something from Starbucks.
And it's
Yeah.
cheaper.
Much cheaper.
Yeah.
Much cheaper.
Absolutely.
Much cheaper.
And that's generally what I've been having after I get done with my runs. Because it cools me off and it's got the protein in it. And yeah.
So what you said, because you're pretty much vegetarian, right?
Mhm.
So do you have like a favorite vegetarian dish that you make often?
Do I cook? Do I cook?
I know, but
I don't cook.
I thought I'd ask.
No, I don't cook. Sorry. I haven't cooked for 4 years almost, so nope, sorry. I'll have to go through my cookbook. When Mike was sick, I made a cookbook for him,
Did you?
which was a lot of vegetables. I'll go through my cookbook.
Yeah, because I'd love to feature some vegetarian dishes too, so people had options.
Yep.
Meatless options.
I know I have an eggplant lasagna with no meat.
Oh, yes.
That's
Oh,
good.
that sounds wonderful.
Yes. Chris, that kind of, well, it's not, but let's talk about your chicken Alfredo zucchini boats.
Ooh,
So it's kind of because I grow zucchini every year, and it depends on 4 to 6 zucchinis, and you boat them out, you hollow them out, and I always do it on a cooking sheet with foil because I don't want to clean up all the juices when it makes a mess.
Uh-huh.
And then it's just ground turkey, ground chicken, chunk chicken. If you have like diced chicken from that, you can do beef, sausage, any protein you want. And then I use Bertolli, or I can't say the other one, Bertoni, but they're in the pre-made produce or pre-made pasta aisle, and I use the low-cal 90-calorie one. And then it's just like green peppers, mushrooms, onions, whatever you want, chop them up. I use about, I'm trying to think, what did I tell you? I think about a half cup of the sauce to help, and an egg to help mix it up. And then I put it in the zucchini and bake them in the oven. And the opposite, sometimes with the ground turkey or the ground beef, I'll do tomato sauce. And then it's more like a lasagna.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of a go-to for me. And that's what I had for dinner tonight, actually.
That sounds really good. I
Super-
like the option
Super
of,
easy.
yeah, of switching meats. So if you have your red meats,
Yeah,
with the
any
red sauce.
protein. And like I said, if I do the ground beef or the beef or the sausage, you can go tomato sauce instead. And you can change the Parmesan cheese to ricotta or something.
Yeah.
It's basically whatever's in the house.
No, that is good. And you
Right.
guys, if you don't want to write all these down, Chris did send me it, so I can email it to you too, so you can just print it out. And then,
And Laura, I sent her the cookies too.
the
the
Oreo
Oreo-
cookies.
Yeah, I sent her the picture of the Oreo cookies that we didn't get.
Laura, I'm sorry, my son stole them all. I had full intentions of leaving cookies on the doorstep
and I
for
couldn't
you.
even eat them anyway, so that's okay.
She didn't even offer me.
My 4-year-old steals them. I have to put them on top of the fridge.
Yeah, where so Superman can jump up and get them.
True.
Superman.
Very. He was Captain
That's
America.
DC. Oh,
Captain Marvel.
Only Marvel here.
yeah, DC's disappointing.
We watched The Winter Soldier last night.
Oh, it's a good one, isn't it?
That's one
It's
of
one
I
of my
didn't know it was
favorites.
that
In
good.
Civil War. There's Alex.
Wait, what's the one where he passes the bunker?
what do you call it? Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
Remember the part where he's
Yeah.
running and he's like, on your left. And he's like, don't say it.
Yeah.
That's me with Alex.
That was a good one.
Don't you
Okay.
say it.
So Lisa, did you come with one?
Well, I was wondering, I was going to throw a couple things out because Kay and I have been meal prepping and we've been trying based on macros. And so some of the recipes that we really liked, like from our Pinterest boards, and tried to remake them not keto style, but a little bit lower carb. So having like cauliflower rice instead of rice, or for me, half brown, half cauliflower, because I need something to chew that's a real carb, not cauliflower. I mean, I can read off a couple of the stuff that we put in kind of our rotation that we do, and if any of it sounds good, I'm happy to shoot you the recipe from Fitness Pal.
Awesome.
But so I did a low carb chili. She likes it with beans. I like it with, so we make 2 separate recipes. It's super simple, just the whatever lean ground, whatever you want to do, or if you want to do the bean instead of, but I like petite diced tomatoes and a low salt, low sodium tomato sauce. I put a can of water, and then whatever's like, I am a big garlic fan. I do so much garlic, and then I usually use the pink Himalayan salt.
Mm.
But you can put like paprika, red pepper flake. I mean, it's just really your taste. I don't love mine super spicy that's burning my mouth off.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes I'll instead of into the death.
So since you don't do beans, do you do a mixture of meats, or do you just stick with ground turkey and double it, or?
Yeah, I usually just double my ground, whatever I use. I use whatever I have on hand, if I'm going to be completely honest. Sometimes it's lean ground beef, like, and
Mhm.
I don't like ground chicken. I really want to, but I don't.
I know, I don't either. It's an acquired taste for sure.
No ground turkey?
Yeah, ground chicken,
Oh.
it's different.
I have done like an
What I had
Italian,
for dinner.
like take the sausage links apart. What do you say?
It's what he had for dinner.
When in doubt, I just douse everything with salsa.
He
It's
does.
a good,
When in doubt.
yeah, that's a good camouflage.
Yes.
Is we do a cauliflower soup.
Yes.
So
I
we
was going
just-
to ask you about that actually.
So good. We puree. I use my Instant Pots. I steam 2 heads of cauliflower chopped, and I use my immersion blender. And instead of heavy whipping cream, I use a dairy-free half and half. Usually about, I think, a half a cup or so. Then I use 1 cup of cheese, whatever, like shredded cheddar cheese or something. We have been leaving out the bacon, but you could do bacon crumbles, turkey bacon. Sometimes I'll add chives at the end. Again, garlic and onion. We do a lot of onion in all of our things too. So I usually put the onion in with the cauliflower, and then I use my immersion blender and put it all together. But that makes like 8 servings. So the
Okay.
macros on, yeah. Yeah, and it's like a nice, like a cup and a half. It's not like 1/8 of a cup.
Yeah. Do your kids like it?
No, no, they don't. I wish they did, but
I
they do
know.
not.
I was curious because when I saw that in one of your prep pictures or whatever, I was like, I wonder if the kids will eat that.
They will not, but you know what? The way Kay and I meal prep, we usually each prep 2-3 recipes, and we give each other, like, it usually makes 6 to 8 servings. So we'll keep 3 and give 3. So
Wow.
I've even had that for breakfast, and we pair it with our turkey muffins. Ground turkey, celery, zucchini, onions. It's like a little baby turkey loaf that you put in a 12 muffin. So I plopped one of those right in the middle of the soup, and it was perfect because it added protein without adding a ton of fat, and it also got that so it's a little bit more filling. It makes you feel like you're actually eating something. Those were super easy. We've done a lot of like taco stuffed peppers, either the mini pepper and nacho, where we slice the mini peppers in half, or we fill like a half of a regular size pepper with their ground turkey or, and that's literally, Tony, that is like slice it in half, fill it with your protein of choice and salsa. And I sprinkle cheese over it just because it makes my brain happy that I some kind of a in there that.
Yeah, both those
Yeah,
recipes sound good.
They are easy.
Well, and that I do sprinkle cauliflower rice as well, because it gives it a little bit more texture and filling, like
Yeah.
a little bit more chew to it, a little bit of a bump. We made our very favorite recipes is called cracked chicken.
Oh yeah, we love that too.
Yeah. So
What is that? What is that? Cracked chicken.
we use egg whites, and I will do like a sous vide chicken or a chicken in my Instant Pot.
Uh-huh.
The chicken, it's chicken, pour over eggs, and we do spinach and a packet of dry ranch seasoning, and then a cup of cheese, and that makes was 6 servings. But like, we're having it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We ate a whole pan. It was so good, and my kids did that. But I can easily pair with like some Ezekiel toast.
Uh-huh.
Again, I'm such a mental eater. Like, if I don't choose something, not a big, huge fan of protein shakes because I can drink it and be full, but to satiate that whatever hormone it is, I need to chew something with it. So I try to use protein shakes as like snacks if I need to. Let's see. We love spaghetti squash with a ground turkey sauce. You could easily leave out the protein if you don't want the meat in it, but we like it because it fits our macros a little bit better.
Who's taking the protein out? Who's doing that?
Laura.
Come on.
I have used in the past the crumbles. I don't know if it's by premise, Laura, or by texture or taste or religion or whatever, but I have used the meatless vegan crumbles.
And I use that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you could easily sub that in for any of it. I haven't used it in these recipes, so I don't know what the macro count or proteins in it is actually, but if you need something a little more to chew. We also made a zucchini, green bean, mushroom, and chicken in like a white wine sauce.
That sounds great.
Chicken stock and white wine, garlic always, almond onions always, sea salt, and then you brown your chicken so you get some of those bits in there, and then you could sprinkle a little bit of flour if you wanted to thicken up the sauce, or cornstarch or arrowroot or whatever you're using. That's the hard part, is you can make these things so incredibly many ways to fit your nutritional needs or your lifestyle. So many things are so easily substituted. I know I've used like low sodium canned chicken when I've been out of chicken breasts.
Mm-hmm. We have too.
I don't love it, but
It's an option.
The other one we did was a shrimp, green bean, mushroom, broccoli, zucchini stir fry. It's just kind of a mishmash of whatever we have. We can't get out to the store. That was a lot of them.
You just made me think of something, Lisa. Like I used to boil chicken back in my fitness model
That
days.
was like competition days.
Trying to get all the sodium out of everything so you didn't need any water. And I remember going like, this tastes like shit. And I think I would dip it in oatmeal just to get flavor.
Well,
But-
we used to do ground turkey and oatmeal too. So it's like,
Almond
I
extract,
know, Laura, I know. We did some crazy stuff.
vanilla
We ate
extract.
so many egg whites. But I
cinnamon.
put like cinnamon and maple syrup, like Walden's maple syrup on your eggs. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was like a treat.
I think I put red wine vinegar on like everything. Even my chicken.
To me, I will never look that way because I will not. Nope.
That certainly sounds like competition when you were in competition.
Yeah,
You
you know
know.
what's crazy though is like I'm sitting real low and lean right now, and like I don't eat like that anymore, and I still feel good, and I feel good about myself and feel good like physically everything. So like it's funny like because a lot of stuff that you had to do to get to that level, people you have to be so strict, you have to do this, you have to do that. And if you steer away, then this won't happen. And it's like BS. I always tried to prove it wrong, and she was always like, you have 4 weeks until you get on stage in those short ass shorts. You really want to have that right now? Like, yeah. It's all right. I'll be fine. But it's always that thing of like nutrition. You know what you put in your body, right? And keeping track of it, and how active you are too. So just be detailed on what you're putting in and know what you're doing. And that way, all this stuff, guys, that you're writing down or that you'll have access to, it starts becoming the memory that you don't have to look at anymore. And then all of a sudden, it's just boom. You're throwing a pinch of this, a pinch of that, or you're having onions. You're gonna have garlic. Like it's just like it's automatic. Where it doesn't seem so like strenuous. Like, oh my God, I got to look at this recipe. You'll convert it to memory,
Well, and honestly, that's why I was hoping more people would jump on, because that's the majority of the emails that we get are on recipes and nutrition. And so, you guys on when we can talk to people again and see people again. I feel like every one of you on tonight are a testimonial that it doesn't have to be complicated. You can still eat to taste. You can still have some stuff that you want, but if you work hard, then you still meet your goals. You don't have to stress out about it every time. And it's about balance, whether you're 80-20, whether you're 75-25, like you know, if you had just like, who was it? Lou, you were on 360 and you were talking about something last week. Was Lisa the other one? You chose to do fried, what was it? Fried pickles, fried zucchini, and that stuff.
Yeah.
And what was it?
I did zucchini, mushrooms, and pickles in almond flour.
Was that in your air fryer? It was, and it turned out that crunchy.
Mm.
Oh, I'm gonna have to whip out the air fryer and figure it out.
I used it again tonight. Spread the vegetables. I did turnip, which I've never even had a turnip in my life. It was my first. It's radish.
Is it like bitter like a radish?
If you eat it like raw, do not eat it raw. It's nasty. In fact, my son ate a piece of it raw and then he wouldn't taste it. I put on sea salt, little paprika, and then I use the olive oil, like the spray from Costco. I just sprayed them and fried them up in my air fryer, and I paired that with I sauteed some chicken tonight. So that was my dinner, is a bowl of vegetables and 4 ounces of chicken.
Awesome. Yeah.
I think this part, thank you, bud.
You want something?
Trouble.
Lisa, a lot of your recipes sound to me, they sound very tempting. And I like the fact that you kind of use the word low sodium. I was raised with that due to my father having a medical condition. So once you can always add salt to something, and it's in almost everything. So for me, I'm a low salt type of guy. I don't add it to almost anything. So I like using low sodium. So
Tony, Tony, we talked about this a lot, right? Like there's a section in that spice and the seasoning area with Mrs. Dash. What? I'm just saying, we've talked about this for like years, but it's like, I know how you are because I'm the same way, but like I love spices too because that's how I change things up. But like Mrs. Dash has like all these different flavors, and like that alone is like no sodium. You know what I mean? Like garlic onion is one of my favorites, but then.
So try smoked paprika.
we have that. We actually have that. Dan throws it in some of the
That
food.
gives you a little bit of hotness.
It does.
Of seasonings, and smoked paprika is a popular one in a lot of these seasonings. So
It is.
I don't think I've had that one.
no, it's like how to make Cajun seasoning, chili seasoning, jerk seasoning, ranch, salt-free, like that type of stuff. So I have 2. Luann, did you want to talk about recipes, or do you want me to go?
You can go.
So
I do have one that
Better
I
put the
made.
light on over there. You falling asleep?
you have, yeah, I know. Why is it so dark on your
It's always dark. Let's see if I turn this on.
Here she is.
Got 'em.
I do ground turkey. Oh wow. Okay. Ground turkey, black beans and salsa, and sometimes corn, and I just put it all together in a pan, and then it makes about 6 servings, and I put it in little containers, and it's really good. And I also make homemade granola bars, which probably isn't low fat because there's peanut butter and mini chocolate chips in it. And you can actually make it gluten-free, Flora, because I use almond flour, and you can use the gluten-free pretzels, and they are so good. And you can put some chocolate protein in there too.
Why didn't you send me that recipe?
Okay.
'Cause that's a
I
good
will.
one for a little change, a reboot after a long
And then
run
a
or
video
something
of
like
you
that.
and Will putting it together.
Yes, you and Will
Yeah,
video.
it's really easy. The granola bars.
Okay.
Tell them you love the granola bars.
I love them.
I love them.
Yep.
He's like, yeah,
It's
okay, I'm
like
leaving
sisters getting none of
Okay.
this.
now. So these are 2 ways that are easy for us to cook a lot. I do use my Instapot a ton, just because it's easy and fast. But we do a lot of pan meals and pouch meals. I don't know if you guys have heard of pouches. You just make them out of foil, and you can individualize them for everyone in your house. So like JT, if he doesn't like broccoli or whatever, I'll switch his vegetables to carrots, and it's pretty easy and pretty fun for them to pick their stuff too. So like we do sheet pan fajitas, and I will send this to you guys too. Super easy. You take your chicken, just your raw chicken, you cut up red, orange, yellow, green bell peppers, and an onion, slice it all up. Use a 4th cup of olive oil. Chili powder, you can either make your own taco seasoning, or if you're in a pinch, just use a packet of taco seasoning and mix it all over. I use a half a lime as well because I like the lime flavor. So I'll squirt the lime all over everything. I'll pour the oil all over everything, and either the packet or my own taco seasoning. And you mix it all up, put it on the pan, put it in at 400 degrees, bake it 25 minutes, and voila. Super easy. You could do it with steak as well, but you're gonna have to check a little more if you like steak done on the lower end, more medium rare. But it is super easy. We do that, and we can serve it with guacamole or Greek yogurt on top. I just got these little whole wheat, they're little taco bowls, and we'll probably do that this week for our little taco fiesta night. So that was one. Then the other are all the pouches, and that's where all the seasonings kind of come in. Because you can do the pouches many different ways. Like last time I did it with French onion soup mix. And so I just separated like what 4 ounces of chicken would be for me, 6 ounces, 6 to 8 for him. And then the kids are around the same as, what I eat. So I do individual boats of foil, put the raw chicken in, put the little red potatoes in, whatever vegetable they want. And then I put 2 teaspoons of olive oil, and then whatever seasoning they want. So if Alex likes the ranch seasoning, I'll put ranch seasoning in hers, honey mustard, French onion, whichever, and you mix it all together, roll it all up, seal it, and bake it in there for like 425 for 15 to 25 minutes. And you just got to check at 20. So super easy. And it's fun to give them, rather than having to make multiple different meals, because there's multiple picky people in this household.
Not me.
You can do it all at once.
I'll eat whatever.
But I do have multiple different ways to make, like if you have little mini, I know you can't really totally see, but little mini mason jars. I have recipes for, like I said, Cajun seasoning blend, chili seasoning blend, jerk seasoning, Mediterranean seasoning, salt-free all-purpose, ranch seasoning, pumpkin spice for something else. So some have sea salt in it, and is salt, and some are salt-free. But it's a way that you can get your own seasonings, make your own mix, and it's good, and different tasty stuff. Let's see, those 2 are huge go-tos for our family, and cooking in bulk or individual. That's the cool thing about the pouches, is you can cook it for 1 person, you can cook it for 5 people. And then the sheet pan, you have a lot of leftovers. So you can stack it up in your little Tupperwares and have them for lunch the next day, or freeze them. I'm trying to think of other go-tos that you like. Luann, we do the same ground turkey, like black bean. Well, Google that. The taco meat and stuff. We do taco meat with that, and that's usually a go-to too. I love that. Yeah, trying to think what else. Substituting, I do have a recipe for zucchini muffins. It's a little lengthy, but it's healthy, and it's made with almond flour, and it's gluten-free as well, Laura. I'll have to send those to you. It's super good. Those are my kids' favorites. But I will have to get that recipe, and I won't expect you to write it down because it's like.
Amber, have you made them for one of the parties at Got 'em Fit? Did you make zucchini? You made these 2 muffins one time. They were fabulous.
Those were super easy.
Zucchini, right?
No, I didn't make the zucchini one. There, I did peach and pumpkin. Peach and pumpkin. So that was just cake mix and fruit. So
Good.
ingredients. So we did spice cake mix and a can of pumpkin puree. and you mix those together, plop them in there. I also make what's called reindeer poop cookies with the pumpkin one as well. And then the peach one was a yellow cake mix with peach pie filling. And so those aren't going to be super low carb, they're not really sweet, but they are tasty and easy. No added sugar and all that stuff though.
Right.
Those use for my house too. I use a white mix with the pumpkin. We add our own, but if we don't have spice mix, I can't make all of them. And
Yeah.
So I try not to make them because I will eat them.
I know. That's why I brought them to the gym party. I'm like, oh, everyone eat them.
They're delicious.
It's just easy. Like when you're in a pinch and it's like, okay, if I have to bring a dessert, if I have to do something, I'll just throw that together and it's awesome.
When I caught mutton and I give them to him for breakfast.
Well, then you can. And that's the thing. Like hey.
It's fine.
It's just like if you buy a muffin at Hy-Vee or if you go and get donut hole, you know what I mean? Like it's healthier than that.
I don't know if it is, but I'm pretending.
Anyone else got something to share? Tony, you gotta have like go-to stuff. I know you do.
I don't even know what to throw out there. You know, it's going to be the stuff that you made a Facebook with: ground chicken, ground turkey meatloaf. I know you don't do fish. We do a lot of breaded tilapia, whether it's swai or.
That's all good. That's
For everybody, bro.
Yeah.
It's not just for her.
Bread's your tilapia with?
Cornflakes?
No, not corn. It's gonna probably be like whole wheat breadcrumbs or sometimes panko. We're gonna gyrate to something that doesn't have seasoning in it again because of the salt. So Dan's gonna take a whole bunch of his own seasonings and add them in there because plain chopped meat or chicken meat or turkey, whatever you're gonna use, really has no flavor. So you got to create your own. And since you're cooking it from scratch, it's got a lot less sodium. So you got to come up with some other flavorings to put in it. And that's pretty much what we do. The question I wanted to throw out there is, we as human beings, would you say the category, for people that don't even know what macros are, would you say we as human beings default to the carb category of pastas, breads, that type of food in general? Do you think a lot of us really do enjoy that over anything else?
I feel that carbs
yeah.
make carbs are comfort food and it makes people feel good, but for different reasons, if that makes sense. Like us in our culture, we have been brought up to celebrate with food. So we have food for weddings, we have food for funerals, for parties, for everything that we celebrate, there's food. And so that's kind of been how we have been trained, is like, okay, so we're going here, so I have to make something that tastes good. I have to make something lavish and spectacular. Or, I think people go towards those carbs, whether it's sweet dessert carbs, the white sugars, or whether it's, which white sugars, again, noodles and pasta and stuff like that, that it makes them feel good. So I think people sometimes mix up what is truly making them feel good and not, and think that food can solve it.
Got it. That's true.
I would add to that too. I always look at this because I always looked at protein, especially from a kid. And it was funny because the more I learned about you need carbs to build muscle. But I always thought protein. So at 12 years old, reading magazines, like you started figuring stuff out. But also from a financial standpoint, think about it, guys. Protein is so expensive.
I thought you were talking about.
But carbs and pastas and shit is so cheap. So think about like the platters you get at a restaurant. Oh my God, I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a Mexican restaurant and I'm like, oh my God, can I get like double meat? Oh, sir, that's gonna be an upcharge. I'm like, can you just sub that extra shit out, that fried rice and meat? I don't want any of that. oh no, sir, that's part of the meal. I'm like, you load all these beans and load all this rice and throw all this shit on there and there's all this cheese. I don't want all that. But then I got to pay extra with meat. Oh, by the way, that stuff I didn't want, I still got to pay for that. So you have to think of it that way too. Like anything you're getting that's good quality, you got to pay money for it, And that's how I look at it, even when I shop. Like if I feel like I'm getting a good meal or a good deal, I'll look at the back and I'll start calculating servings. Now, once you get this down, like beef jerky, like I try not to eat it because it's just loaded in sodium, but it's one of those things where if it's a go-to and it's there, then yeah, make it happen.
And I always use veggie straws as an example when we talk about portions because I'm going to call you out for a second. So if we sit there and we're watching a movie, he has to, I either need to get a bowl and count out 38 veggie straws, which is a serving, or he'll eat the whole bag and it will be gone.
I'm a growing boy.
Not just him,
I'm a growing
but my kids in the other room do the same thing. They're like, oh yeah, sit here. And when you're watching something, you don't even know how much you're eating. It's just a natural reflex to say, ooh, I need to chew on something. And Lisa, you touched on it earlier, just sometimes you need to have that sensation of chewing or keeping your mouth busy or something. And so before you know it, the bag's gone. The whole bag of popcorn you just made is gone. You don't even know. And so before you leave the kitchen, that is what I tell the kids. I was like, okay, I got those small little snack baggies. You put a portion in your snack baggie, then come and watch the movie because it'll be gone. And especially since we've been in quarantine and you don't want to go to the grocery store, and they started eating me out of house and home the first week that we had this thing, I laid down the law. They each have, I think I told you, they each have a little plastic bin. They get 3 snacks, a snack in between breakfast and lunch, a snack in between lunch and dinner. And then, yes, they usually have a little treat after dinner or whatever. But
that's a good idea.
I was like, here, you can pick your 3 snacks. Yep. One has to be a fruit, one has to be a vegetable, and one's whatever you want.
Yep. And putting it in bowls is huge. I mean, I am guilty, and I'll admit it. I mean, not stuff that I'm hiding, but I'll always grab a bag and I'll eat out of it. And I'm sitting like, nice fucking example. Yeah. Like your kids looking at you going, "Can I get some?" And I'm going, "No, dude, these are mine." And I'm like, "What a child!" I'm done.
I told Will he has to put his cheese in.
Take these away before I eat them all. That's what I'll say. Take them away before I eat them all, or let's put them in a bowl. And then I see my son walk out in his underwear with chips. I'm like, "Whoa, where's your plate? Where's your bowl?" And then he's like, "Oh, okay." So
I told Will he has to put his Cheez-Its in a bowl, and we have snack bowls. Well, he came around the corner with a cereal bowl full of Cheez-Its. I'm like, that's not what I mean. And he's like, it's in a bowl. What? It's like, no, not what I meant.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
So clarification on everything. It's awesome.
No, but what you were saying about carbs being cheap, well, when you go out to a restaurant and you want to eat the salad, it is so expensive.
I know.
If you are at a fast food restaurant, it's like $2 more than your regular combo, and the drink isn't even included. So you're spending $12 at a fast food restaurant, and that just makes me mad.
And it sucks because then you get even if you get a little side salad, instead of the fries or instead of something else, the salad comes out. You just spent $2 extra for it, and it's iceberg lettuce, maybe a cherry tomato, and
dry carrots.
Yes.
Oh. No nutritional value at all in any of it.
Restaurants are hard, man, because they're just, got all that shit in the back and they just throw it together and try to make money. But
I do think something to be said for, Tony, you were talking about why is kind of carb our go-to, and I feel like, so part of what I do for my behavior stuff is brain research. And we talk a lot about what ads. I feel like that sugar hit from those carbs is what helps us feel that comfort. And you don't get it from a protein. I might be more full if I thought about, if I were more mindful about it. But my emotional eating, I go straight to carbs. I want the bread. I want the roll. I don't want a carrot, a salad, or a shrimp, any of that stuff. And I think part of that hit feeds that dopamine. So just like I spent about, I have to limit iPad time because I can see a switch flip in him after 30 minutes because of the dopamine hit. So it's different for every dopamine, right? And so when you tell me, yeah, no, you can't have, that triggers a different hormone that then says, oh no, now go eat, which says, okay, now you're satisfied. So it's just this crazy cycle of your wants and your needs and getting them straight, and that willpower of really figuring out what you're doing. Not it, but why do you want it? Are you sad?
Yeah.
Are you angry, bored? Are you stressed? And so one of my kind of start not just with my fitness pal, but some kind of a just mindful eating. Like why do you want that piece of chocolate right now? Like have it, but think about why you're eating it, and now circle back.
Well, and it almost makes it inconvenient to have to stop, ask yourself that question, and then you're like, okay, so every time I eat this, am I gonna have to stop and ask myself this? Or, you know, so I'm gonna take 5 minutes to answer it to myself, and then by the time I answer it to myself, I don't want it anymore.
I hope so. Today I want to be there.
So we're all in agreement that we work out just so we can eat food, right? Got him. No, but that shit's so true. Like that emotional eating is no joke. Like it is so true, because just like you said, like I just remember like anything happy that would happen. You're like, hey, let's go to Jose Peppers. Why? So I can drink 3 margaritas and chips and salsa and whatever. If I finish my meal, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna be in a carb coma, and I'm gonna take a nap. That's what I know is gonna happen. But it's just one of those things where food, man, it does it. Like my pizza's my thing. And in Chicago, God, pizza was like every Friday. You know, here, I mean, it's different, you know. And then if you're like, I'm gonna spend what? $25 at Papa Murphy's? And I gotta make it? This is bullshit. This is a rip-off. You know, like, where is he? Where is he? Where's who? The guy that's making me do all this extra shit. I want to choke him out.
I
You
don't
know, like
understand Papa Murphy's at all.
I'm like, I'm
I'm
gonna
going
rebel.
out because I want you to cook it.
It makes you want to make your own shit because they're like, wait a second, like, this is crazy.
You know what, James, living out here, you coming from Chicago, me coming from New York, you walk into a place, can I please have a slice of pizza? So many freaking places don't serve pizza by the slice. I don't get that. You got to get a whole pie. I don't want a whole freaking pie. I want to go in there, give me a quick slice. I'm a New Yorker. Fold it over like a triangle. Let that oil pour into my hands and let me eat the tip and start enjoying it.
Oh, Tony, you're funny, bro. As he drinks his Gatorade.
I
love it. Drinks in there?
Chris, what do you have to
What?
say?
See, I got a whole different set. Tony knows and James sort of knows. With the cancer, and then now I got that cyst in my stomach, carbs are like nothing to me. Tony knows if we go to breakfast, occasionally I'll get 1 cookie and I'll eat a third or a half of it. Now I'll take it with me later and I don't. Bread turns back to bread dough in my stomach. So there is no pleasure at all with a carb for me. It doesn't even appeal to me. So, and it's been that way for like 2 years now. And I just now found out why. So I just thought it was radiation. So yeah, I don't eat, like, I guess once you get past that initial startup of it, it doesn't bother me anymore.
Were you diagnosed with a gluten sensitivity?
No, they've tested me for that and for something else. And they think there's a cyst in my stomach that we're working on trying to get out. And I just don't eat it. Tony will tell you, he eats with me quite a bit, or used to on Saturday mornings. And I'd be like, I'll have, I don't really, like nothing appealed to me. I was just like, I'm okay. And he's like, you got to eat something. And I'm like, I'm done with egg whites today already. I'm just, and I just don't, the worst place to go, Panera's, and I didn't want bread. So.
Yeah. Chris, have you ever been tested for celiac disease?
I have been. It's just, they don't know what it's causing it. But yeah, no, I just have no appetite. That's why, like, the zucchini boat wasn't pasta. it was zucchini because just something I'd rather eat.
Well, and do you
Okay.
do spaghetti squash and stuff too? Like in
Some I do eat that. Unfortunately, I do not like the cauliflower. It just does not appeal to me. For some reason, it gets gumpy to me. But yeah, I do a lot of the vegetable pastas and stuff. You know, we just twist it out or scrape it out.
yeah.
And occasionally I'll just do it, and I know I'm not going to appeal to. It's not going to be good. I'm going to be sick, or I'm not going to feel good afterwards. But that's just part of life now.
What about like sweet potatoes and red potatoes and that type of
I do like them. I feel like I go on a kick. I'll eat sweet potatoes for like 3 weeks, and then I don't want to see one again for a month or 2 months. All that stuff. Now the only thing that my junk food of choice, you were talking about your veggie fries or your veggie chips. Those are okay, but I like the cinnamon ones better. And I know it's bad
apple
for me.
cinnamon ones?
Yeah.
Those are Jason's favorite.
That's my problem right there. I could eat the whole bag at night one night.
Hey,
The
the
veggie
bowl.
ones I can
Not a cereal bowl. Get a
yeah.
bowl.
I can ration out the veggie ones, but the cinnamon ones I could just sit there. In fact, I was looking to see if there's a empty bag sitting in here in the office, but there's not. Oh, maybe. Well, maybe.
Hey, it's better than what you could be eating.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, in fact, Tony, my little enabler, he'll buy me a cookie and sit at home with me, and he knows that it's
Of course
going
you
to last probably a week and a half.
Laura, what's your go-to snack?
I think because it's the gluten that I can't have, I do a lot of the gluten-free crackers, and it's cinnamon sugar ones. They're little round ones,
Uh-huh.
and I can sit there and eat the whole box. You know, there's like 5 or 6 servings in it, and I can eat the whole thing at one sitting. So
The ones that are like communion wafers.
yes,
Yeah, I like those. The rice ones.
yeah. So my biggest thing is that to get my fruit in, I'm really bad about putting Nutella or peanut butter with it. And that's not good for me. But then I found the coconut wraps.
That's what I was going to ask you about. I almost called you the other day because I remembered when you texted me those and I couldn't find that text.
Yeah, you have to go over to, at Hy-Vee, you have to go over to the gluten-free section over in that area.
Uh-huh.
And they're over there, but it's made out of 3 ingredients, all coconut. So I like them, and I get the cinnamon one because that's a sweet for me. But
Yeah.
then I
That's
put
what I was saying. The
peanut
cinnamon
butter-
ones are good.
Then I put peanut butter and Nutella on it. I mean, come on. So yeah, I'm a sweet person. I do not mind not having bread, pasta. I ate a half a bagel, gluten-free bagel, and I was sick for a day. So it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mess that stuff. But I do this. I'm a sweet. That's my thing. I want the sweet stuff.
Lou?
That's why the Frappuccino thing is so good for me because it's sweet.
Yes.
Protein.
So
Yeah. But at least you're mixing it with protein.
yes,
Lou
good protein too.
Good protein.
I like I'm a bar person. I like those big bars, the apple cinnamon, the blueberry, raspberry. I like to eat those before I run. I like the protein bars. I'm just so boring. I don't have anything, that I make really. I like the convenience food.
No, that's how I was this morning. I was craving something sweet, and I looked in my fridge and I saw I need to go grocery shopping. I saw bagels and strawberry cream cheese, and it looked so good. And I was like, ooh, a toasted bagel with strawberry cream cheese. And then I was like, no. And I ended up having a peanut butter chocolate hammer bar, protein bar, and a cup of coffee. And so I was like, but I stared at it for a while, and I was like, ooh, that sounds really good. But it
Yeah.
made me feel so much better to have the protein bar, and then it was sweet too, and the chocolate on that made me feel like I got my sweet tooth fixed. So it is, it is a conscious effort sometimes. Like, okay,
Oh,
do
definitely.
I need it or do I want it? And how are you going to feel after you eat it?
So true statement. Today, she asked me, "Hey, I'm going to the grocery store. What do you need?" Food? Question mark. And I was like doing a virtual training. I was doing other stuff. I didn't answer, and I said, "I'll talk to you when I get home. I'll be home in like 10 minutes." I get home. We're talking about stuff. She's about to leave, and I just look at her and I go, and I'm like, "I'm hungry." And she calls me a savage. All right, what are you doing, savage? You're looking for shit. I see you. And I'm opening the fridge, cabinets. I'm just hungry. Now I'll drink a protein shake when I get done, but then I start craving carbs because I need energy, right? I got these Hammer Gel packs that are like 22, 25 grams of carbs that I'll pop before I work out. That's just straight carbs. It's no sugar. It's just carbs to get in my system. But when I'm trying to like eat stuff in general, I always look at it and say, hey, you don't need to ask me what I need because I'll eat anything. I said, but the main thing is I just need friggin' protein snacks around because I need protein. Like I refuse to lose muscle.
My question was, what do you need from the store besides steak? And because that has been his big thing. Meat, which it reminded me of Dave.
Sirloin. Oh, sirloin.
Everyone's seen Dave's meat posts.
But I like it leaner, like sirloin.
Yes.
I'm not a ribeye guy.
He's a leaner meat guy. But he has been. Ever since he started these 3-a-days, he's been creating tons of protein. Tons and tons. Which for some of us, and I think that's the difference too between a lot of males and females, is males crave different things than females do. When we're emotional or we're doing a lot or we're running a lot and exercising more, we have a tendency to crave more carbs too. So everyone's different. Everyone's different. Some people are sweet people, some people are savory people. Everyone has different palates, but the thing that we all have the same is we all have the same struggles. No one's perfect. If anyone comes up to you and says, I'm perfect 100% of the time, all the time, they're lying to you. Yeah. So don't trust that person.
So, but no, yeah, I mean, I would say just at the end of the day, just, find out what you like, what is in your range of carbs, macros, all that stuff, because you don't need to really necessarily be so damn detailed. You can. And Tony, we talk about this. I know you're very detailed with a lot of stuff, and it can drive you crazy. I used to let it drive me crazy. But then I started memorizing what I needed to do and what I needed. So literally I grabbed 2 meat sticks that I knew like Chomps makes them.
Mm-hmm.
Like 10 grams of protein a stick. And then I grabbed, I grabbed 2 yogurts, the only 2 that were in the fridge. And I go, is this it?
Target was out of yogurt. Everyone wants to know.
Don't eat the bottom one because you'll hate it, but you could eat the top one. I looked at 15 grams. All right, 15, 10, 25, 35 grams protein. All right, we're good there. And that was my lunch. And then I had like a bottle of water that I like left, and like it was just one of those things where I get my food in when I go, but I get in like 5 to 6 meals. Sometimes it's 5, maybe it's 4, but it's mainly about 5. But it all depends on what I put in that day. What did I do? If I'm doing workouts and shit, like I better be having carbs. Like you should not be doing keto if you're you're gonna be losing so much muscle. Like and that's a whole nother. I'm not even gonna get into that topic of just different things of like with people that fast or do keto and it's one of those things where you know where your body's at and you know how you respond. I mean, I've done tons of fitness shows and stuff where I know if I don't have certain things, like I will be agitated and I will not be a good person. And it's not because I'm not a good person. I'll just be like, I can't talk to you right now. Hey, I gotta eat something. I'm gonna rip your face off. Like it's like, oh my God, I need to eat something. It's crazy how your body responds, but everyone's different.
It's called angry with an H.
But
angry.
But also, how much energy do you have? How much sleep did you get? Like all this stuff adds up because I've never really took a bunch of naps in general. And since doing these workouts and my body's been beat up, I've been taking 30, 40-minute power naps coming home. And it's almost like if I go longer, I don't know if you guys have ever done that. I almost feel like worse if I get too much sleep. Because I'm like, shit, like I feel like I need an hour to recover to get up now, and then that throws me off. So just know what you're doing, and keep track of it. That's the only way to really kind of see what's working for you overall. But honestly, guys, food is like we talk about Luann, like there's certain stuff you're gonna eat for fuel. Like I'll eat food for fuel, but then there's food I want to eat for enjoyment. But then it also comes down to, hey, did I deserve that? What did I do today? You know, she said something like going to Sonic to get some limeades. And did you want anything? I go, I really want kind of a Butterfinger something blitz. I'm like, I've been drinking a lot of wine lately. I need to get leaner. And she looked at me like, shut up. But it was one of those things like, but that's what she sees. But in my head, I know how bad I've been eating.
I must say, I got a sugar-free mango flavored water. If you guys have ever gone to Sonic, number one, I love Sonic Ice. Number two, you can get for 50 cents a Route 44 drink with Sonic Ice, and they do sugar-free flavored waters. And I absolutely love them. And mango's my favorite, but they have 5 different flavors of sugar-free. And they all got ice cream.
Yeah, I ate it like.
Just thought
I earned it.
Share that.
That's how I learned it. I earned it.
Amber, is that carbonated or
No,
non-carbonated?
it's just water, non-carbonated.
It's
Perfect.
pretty good. I got yelled at drinking some, so it's good.
That was my treat that night. So Lisa, when you're saying, okay, I want that cookie, I'm gonna drink how many ounces of water? That's how I felt that night. I'm handing out all these ice creams and plushies, and I'm like, and then he comes up to my water and goes, then I go, no, that is mine.
COVID-19. But also like the ice in general, people just love Sonic because of the ice. So it's one of those things to be like, there you go. But if it's too much of a temptation, I'm like, I'm just gonna go there for a drink, and then you see that beautiful picture of a cheeseburger with a blitz, then don't even do it. You know what your weaknesses are, guys. I don't. You know that shit you don't tell us, but you want to tell us, but you know you don't want to tell us. Right. I got pissed off because I went to McDonald's the other day just to get a coffee, and I heard the guy behind said something about, oh, sorry, sir, we don't serve cookies anymore. And I wasn't getting cookies, but like when I heard it through the speaker, I was like, they're not selling cookies anymore? I'm like, is that a COVID-19 thing? And I was like, why am I even pissed? I don't even get cookies there. But it was just one of those weird moments where I'm like, think about how many people like have their routines of eating their certain things. And if they don't have it, they get upset and it ruins their day. So don't eat cookies, Chris.
It's okay. It takes me a week.
Got him.
I just want to know how you were getting all these like COVID-19 and sanitizing shirts.
Oh, he's buying them. He's a jokester. Look at him.
I am buying them, but this one actually came with a wonderful.
Yeah.
It's
Yeti?
from the race, from one of our races. They contacted me and they've been giving me discounts on all these shirts.
I knew there was.
Yeah, like I got the drink mug and the shirt for $15. So.
Very cute.
Did they throw in a bottle of wine, Chris?
You know, I haven't been. I had a glass tonight, but that was it. I'm kind of cutting back a little bit. I was going to ask Lou, where's she? Oh, there, Strava. Are you having any trouble with it?
No.
I have.
I went out today. That's right before I went out at 6:15, and I did 3.2 miles. The clock said 39 minutes. The time that hit on the thing was like 23.
Oh, I have had trouble recently where it shows like
Okay.
I ran 3 miles on Fitbit and then it like is 2.78 on Strava.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, what
Yeah.
happened?
But
did
it
not
doesn't
bounce
do
enough?
that anymore. It's not doing that anymore, so I don't know what
Okay.
happened.
Yeah, because like I said, I know that it's over 10 minutes short on what I know I was out there. So, and I was like, I didn't stop, so I didn't know what was going on, and even stopping would have made it more time, not less. So,
Try to clear out
what happened here?
Clear out the app.
What?
The app, maybe.
It was weird. It was off when I got into the car when I went to turn it off, and that's when I realized it calculated, and then it went one time and then it dropped down another one when it posted. I'm like, oh, that looks really good because it's like 7-minute miles, but I know I didn't run 7-minute miles. I'm like, something wrong here.
Well, it's funny you say that because like literally I did my watch on the Apple and I did this
Yeah.
when I ran with Alex the other day, and the watch I felt was moving around because of the sweat, and it was saying I was running a 9-minute mile, but the Strava said we were at a 7:30, and I was like,
Yeah.
30 makes sense. So Strava I knew was working, but like, I don't know. So that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you got to reset some shit and just see.
Yeah, because I was comparing the Apple Watch to it, and the Apple Watch was more accurate. And like I said, I know that Lou posts Strava a lot, and I'm like, something's way off on this one. I'm like, it's a great looking run, but it wasn't what I knew I did.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Cool.
Well, you guys, Lisa, if you can send me, I don't want you to have to write all those out. So even if you have them written down on a piece of paper and just want to take a snapshot of it and send it to me of some of those recipes, that would be awesome. Or you can text it to me. Laura, I got your recipe. Lou, if you want to send me the granola bar recipe. And actually, Tony, you guys made that meatloaf. Dan makes that meatloaf. Why don't you send me that recipe?
Okay, for anybody, I don't know if anybody likes stuffed peppers, but you could stuff your peppers with ground beef. You can use quinoa. You can use brown rice.
Tony, you gave me some of those before. I remember trying those. Those were good.
Meatloaf?
No, the
And
stuff.
then,
Oh.
yeah, and for Lisa, I don't know, Lisa, that's something that's almost like carb dense when you're adding. I don't know if you do quinoa or couscous. I don't know if any of that. Or you could put even your cauliflower rice in there.
Yep.
That would work. That would give you that sensation of a carb in there, along with the vegetable and the protein being whatever you want. Ground beef, ground chicken, ground turkey, whatever, appeals to you. So, and those are real easy. You just, and they freeze beautifully. You take them out. And I could ask Dan for that recipe, a few of his recipes with the meatloaf and the stuffed peppers or I don't know if anybody likes cabbage. That's a bit of work. Stuffed cabbage, you got to roll each leaf, but it's a good item.
Get it out, man. You're good. Just let us know, man.
Okay.
Yeah, so just send me over, and then I'm going to put out another post for any recipes for people that didn't get to. I know there's a couple people that sent me some that aren't here. Oh, yeah, I forgot the shrimp one. I'll just send it to you guys. We're already at an hour, so
Okay.
let you guys enjoy your evening and do your nightly routine. Hopefully there's some time for all of you in there. Some meditation time, maybe.
Relax.
Lisa's shaking her head.
Relax.
So all 4 children have been in here at some point or another. Someone flushed the toilet. Someone's crying. Someone cut hair on the stairs. I
Coloring.
breakfast and they said, what if we don't eat it? And I said, well, I will save it for your lunch and then for your dinner until it's gone. So behave, broccoli. For me.
Don't miss those days at all.
Oh, come on, Laura. If you don't want me to.
Well, I miss the hugs. That's what I miss.
Yes.
Same here, definitely.
Yeah. So.
Awesome. Well, you guys have a wonderful day. And then if you guys have any ideas on oh, geez.
Do you want to know what just before that? Brother was reading to the other. The little brother on top is working on. So the big brother down below, I had to do work. I had to do actual work. And so I said, I can't read with you. And he was having a meltdown. And so finally he agreed to it. And then I look up and he's got him in a headlock and the other one's pulling his hair. And then the baby gets on top and the bear is down. And
Game on.
my daily life. That's my
Awesome.
I love it.
I think I might have a glass of wine.
Yes.
A hot bath.
Got him.
Love it.
Nice.
Do it. You deserve it.
Then I'll get you the rest.
Sounds good. No rush.
Cool, guys. Well, hey, thank you for all jumping on and
Yes.
feedback.
All righty, everybody.
Okay,
Have
bye.
a good night.
Bye.
That's it for me.
Bye.
You guys,
Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.
see you later.